All right, what's up guys? We're gonna take a look at the new DCS system and all the different configurations that we're able to put together here. So out of the package, we've got our bag of hardware and then the appendix rig configuration. So if you order this in the full kit that comes with all the different components, this is how it's gonna ship. So from here, you're ready to go, you know, kind of mid-ride to high ride, straight draw. If you wanted to adjust the ride height, you loosen up these 4 screws and you bring these belt attachments up, and that's going to give you deeper concealment. For an appendix rig, you really wouldn't change the cant angle, right? So you're always going to want this straight up and down. So the cant angle adjustment is not really designed for this system, you know, but it can be done. So how you would do that is you would bring this side either up or down and then just turn these belt attachments by loosening the top screw to align those belt clips for the different orientation that you're having. We're going to start by removing this appendix rig spare mag carrier and putting it into the standard IWB configuration for like 3 to 4 o'clock carry. And we're going to show you how to adjust the belt attachments for different ride height and cant angles. So the first thing that you want to do is lift up on these shock cord closures and start pushing them through the holes and getting this thing unthreaded. Okay, so we'll go ahead and remove that. I like to push this back through so I don't lose it. And we'll set that aside for now. We're gonna open up our hardware pack here. The red bag is just spare parts, so you don't need to open this bag unless you lose a part. This bag here has our 1 3/4 inch belt clips, so if you're running, you know, a little bit wider belt, you can swap these out for the different size. So we will set those aside for now. This is your concealment outside the waistband belt loops. So we're gonna set those aside. We'll jump into those just here in a minute. This is the bag that we're looking for. So if you want another belt clip for 3 to 4 o'clock carry, or even if you're just gonna run this appendix without a mag carrier and you want a second belt attachment up here, this is the adapter that's gonna do that for you. We've got a tube of Loctite. If you're gonna be setting this thing up to wear every day, you wanna set some Loctite on your screws. We're not gonna do that today. We're gonna set this aside. All right, so what we're gonna do is set this up for a belt clip adapter for the spine here. So if you're gonna wear this at the 3 or 4 o'clock position, you're able to get a second point of attachment on your belt here. It's not completely necessary, but it is an option for you. So we're gonna show you how to do that. We're gonna go ahead and set our clip adapter to the side, and we've got 2 different size screws. So we're gonna take our longer screws and our shorter screws and we're gonna separate them. So we've got 2 threaded posts here. Now for this one here, if I were going to be wearing this at a forward cant at, let's say, 4 or 5 o'clock position, then I'm going to kick this up 1 extra height. If you wanted it canted very far forward, you can kick it up an extra height. So this gray eyelet is always going to be in line with the bottom hole of your claw. So we're going to go ahead and set this up at 1 position above straight draw. So we're going to take our slightly longer screws, throw a threaded post in the bottom of the spine, and just get that hand tight for now. Okay. Now I'm going to take the belt clip off of my mag so I can set it on the spine of the holes. So speed things up. Okay, now you can either reuse these screws or use the other 2 that came in the adapter. So I'm going to set this belt clip up here. Now we're going to get the bottom screw snugged in first. And set the top screw. Okay. Now we need to loosen up the top screw of our other attachment so that we can turn it. All right, so if you're going to be canning this forward like that, you're going to want to tilt both of those belt clips back a little. So got that. Go ahead and snug these back down. All right, now you're ready for about a 10-degree forward cant. Like I said, if you wanted this canted further forward, you can bring this up the spine a little bit. So if you needed to adjust your claw adapter, let's say you were bringing this another position higher to get a lower ride, there's this screw here on the back. You just release that, slide your claw up and down, and then snug it back down. There are 4 positions for your claw and 2 positions on the back side of the claw for you to adjust to. So all right, from here we're going to take a look at switching this thing to the outside the waistband configuration. So going to get all this hardware out of the bag, set our 2 belt loops aside. This right here is your claw adapter. So we're going to start by taking the belt clips off and get those out of our way. Now this screw right here, after you remove this belt clip, needs to go back into the center of your claw. So we're going to hold on to that screw. Get rid of that belt clip. And then we're going to put this screw back into the center of the claw, which mounts your claw to your holster so that it doesn't rely on your retention screws. Okay. So from here, we're going to get rid of our wedge. Single screw back here, take the wedge off, set that screw aside. Now our claw adapter for our belt loop. So on the belt loops, they're set up for a 1.5 inch belt. If you needed to bring that to a 1 3/4 inch belt, you remove this screw and take that tab out. Okay, for the adapter, there's a dog bone shape on one side of the belt loop, and then again on the adapter. So you're going to take that, kind of click it into place on your loop. Now, this loop is going to mount on the back side of the claw. So depending on the ride height, right? If you want this thing canted forward, then you're going to take this loop and you're going to mount it fairly low. So I'm going to put this in the low position on my claw, and I'm going to take one of the supplied screws and we'll get that threaded in. Let's go ahead and take this off. Okay. Now there's a lot of hardware here and a lot of attachments, so when you're taking this thing apart, make sure you're, keeping decently organized. All right, so I'm gonna take this and set it fairly high on the spine because I want a forward cant. So I want the muzzle of my gun pushing back a little bit. So you can bring it all the way to the top. That's gonna give you a steeper forward cant, but I'm gonna go one position down. Take my other supplied screws. Now there are these indexing pegs, and you want to make sure that they align inside of your eyelet points. So they'll stick in there and they'll kind of hold on. Get those snug down. All right, so we are set up for like a 10 to 15 degree forward cant on our outside the waistband. If you wanted to adjust that cant angle or ride height, again, we've got all these extra positions that you can move these things up and down and find a way that works best for you. So that's about it, guys. It's going to be the reverse for putting it back to any other configuration. So very modular system. Different ride heights, cant angles. You want outside the waistband, inside the waistband, appendix, 3-4 o'clock position. If you get the full kit, there's enough hardware and attachments here to do just about everything. So appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, contact support@daraholsters.com or give the customer service line a ring. Thanks, guys.